Oh, that was like such an epic gasket blow. I totally forgot. Oh man. That was brutal. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright & Co. law offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Uh-huh. Well, let's see. What is going on? I'm not even sure anymore after everything epically imploded in court. Like we were investigating into some evidence, and then this whole second death of Bruce Goodman got pulled in, and then Miles got dressed down worse than I've ever seen anyone get dressed down in their whole lives, and he looked like he was on the verge of tears, and oh man. I honestly forgot all about our clients during the last part of that trial. Alright, the victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. I hope. Good grief. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Uh-huh? Oh shit, did I say that out loud? God fucking damn it. Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. February 23rd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never! Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all! It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. We're not vampires. At least not in this reality. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses. Uh-huh. You had an extra pair of those things? To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press the A button to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some blood stains. I mean, I didn't even think about that, but like in my AU, I pretty much most of the prosecutors are vampires, so that's actually pretty funny. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah. And this stuff's pretty handy, too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Solution used for scientific investigation. Finds blood traces. Spray to use. Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Skye. Yeah, you go, girl. Good baby. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this spray on anything suspicious. Huh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr! You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just, that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. My favorite character in this case is Miles Edgeworth. No, but really, I mean, it's hard not to love Emma. Hey, what do you think of my badge? That looks like a petrified piece of provolone. Huh? It's not. It's my attorney's badge. I'd think a petrified piece of provolone would fetch more on the open market. Look, my badge isn't up for sale. Not yet, at least. Give it a few years. You need to be patient. You certainly put me in a tight spot today, Mr. Wright. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault, and I had a great time. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand! That's unforgivable! Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Skye stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman! I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes. It was a long time ago. 2 whole years. Basically an eternity. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Well, I think the idea, in her mind at least, is that she still has honor as a detective because she was let go on false premises. Like, she didn't earn her discharge, you know what I mean? Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. An angel star. Like how my name says. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Cough-Up Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from their lunches. Well, they did too, don't get me wrong. Both things can be true. And you were let go? Fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean the SL9? The same one? They don't have multiple SL9s? Yeah, for sure. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know? Really? That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? I guess the answer is no. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Go off! So much trouble could be saved if people just told the fucking truth like they said they would on the stand. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Do you think you want to tell us anything? Oh, there we go. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence. Of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen. Others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself, and one other person you know well. They called it constructive dismissal. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? Reminds me of a parrot. Don't forget DL6. There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. and no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Received from Miss Starr. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Yeah, I feel that. Steak lunch received from Miss Starr. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your... are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. So, this is the famous oil drum. Well, no time like the present. I'll try to kick it over myself. Hi-ya! That's okay. Don't cry. That Lana Skye must be one strong woman. That fence is 9 feet high at least. Well, no time like the present. I think I'll give it a little try. Yeah! It's okay, don't cry. Maybe there's a Lunchland Olympics team? That's about as red as a sports car can get. Yep, it's pretty red, alright. Body was found in Edgeworth's car trunk. And the lock on the trunk was broken, too. So the question is, why did Miss Skye choose his car? So what model car is it? I think it was called a sedan or a coupe? Something like that? I don't know anything about cars. Those are car types, Mr. Wright, not models. You're a guy, aren't you, Mr. Wright? You're supposed to know these things. Maybe it is about time I got my driver's license. Do not get off it with those fucking gender norms. Yeah, come on, that is not cool. Someone needs to give her a crash course on queer theory. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's blood. Someone get you to trans school, where they'll teach you how to be trans. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. Hey, Edgeworth, how you doing? February 23, High Prosecutor's Office. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Edgeworth, I miss you already. Police Department entrance. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. The detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room. The scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. I mean, yeah, basically, she kind of is. This counts as an amusement park to her. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Oh my god, I forgot. Man, someone had way too much time on his hands. February 23rd, evidence room entrance, guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very cowboy. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So, beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? Why does he have so much alcohol? It's because of the incident. It's because of SL9. It sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti! They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. Oh, well, okay, now we've got an official word from the resident Texan. This is just normal. So sorry, I'm so sorry for mocking your culture, Var. How many cacti did you have in your office? If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. 17. Wow. That really just goes to show how deeply embedded you are into the Texan culture that you love so much. Man, even cacti, they're pretty hardy. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Well, let's go touch all the cacti. Yipes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. No, come on, you're being offensive to Texan culture. They need every single one of their emotional support cacti. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. Spiky and green? No, emotionally unavailable. Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. You have to not take these things so literally, Mr. Wright. Oh. Okay. Oops. I didn't even notice it just says Texas here. Welcome to the state of Texas. Here it is. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. Yeah, if I knew how to use computers. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it. My piece of shit whoopee-og? It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Nope, that's not. Okay. I thought there was going to be a separate one for the pewter. Alright, here's the lasso. Look, on the floor, a lasso! Hey, at least you remember that word. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Wait, I know! Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. but the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. Scientifically speaking, of course. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Well, that's lame. I don't like asking for permission. This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not! If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch! I'd save you more of a yarg myself. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Huh? Wasn't that? Please! One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man hunting my steak dinner. I'm on the verge of starvation. Don't fuck with me. What I really need is specifically a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Oh. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal, you mean? You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed in the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. To buy steak in the evidence room, I guess. Well, this investigation's off to a running start.